Now, there are three key things that keep your heart well, because normally we don't talk about how to stay well. We say, here are the signs of sickness. So with the heart, everybody knows it's stress, obesity, cholesterol, smoking, lack of exercise, that these are all risk factors for the heart. Well, the single greatest risk factor for the heart, the single most important thing for you to get rid of in your heart is anger and hostility. It is the greatest predictor of heart attack we know. If you have an angry, hostile heart, you're making your heart shrivel up and all the arteries leading to the heart are getting blocked. It's really, really bad for you to have an angry, hostile heart. Because the three key things that keep your heart well are these. One, to have a strong sense of purpose or meaning in life. Now think about it. If you want a team of happy-hearted people at work, joy-filled people, think about their purpose and meaning. How often do you phrase your values or what you're doing on a day-to-day basis in with some significant purpose? Like, do they say, I'm a hairstylist, I like cut hair, I'm good with scissors. That's not so inspiring. But you're not doing that. You're actually making other people feel great about themselves because you have great haircuts and you make people look fabulous. Now that is going to inspire somebody way more than, oh yeah, I'm a very technically skilled stylist. I'm really good at that. So see, phrase it in a way of purpose and meaning. The second key thing that keeps your heart well is to feel happy. Now, to me, happiness is just a shadow of joy. And remember, gratitude glasses, gratitude is your joy switch. If you want to feel joyful, get grateful. Get grateful about everything. Build gratitude into every day at the workplace. Make it in the staff meetings. Make it with the clients and customers. Find gratitude everywhere. Really focus on it. Because happiness is like this. You're running down a pitch black corridor, right? And it's pitch black because it's full of all your fears. And you're desperate, you're trying to find a light switch and you're terrified and you don't know where to go. And yeah, it's awful and it's horrible. And finally you find a light switch, you flick the switch on and suddenly it's light. And you're happy. It's wonderful, thank you for the light. I'm so happy. And then someone comes along and flips off the light switch. And you're plunged into darkness and unhappiness again. You go, I'm so unhappy, I'm so unhappy. See, no, if you stand in that dark corridor for a little bit of time and you breathe, and you'll start to notice there's a little glow. And that glow gets brighter and brighter until suddenly you realize, who is it? It's you. It's you, the astonishing light of your being. It's coming out of inside you. That's joy. Joy is an inside job, guys. It is never dependent on anything else. When you eradicate those fears I talked about, when you start to see yourself as the astonishing beauty that you are, then you will find joy, and you're serving others and you're finding gratitude, then you will just find your life amazingly joyful and it won't be dependent on anything else. So if you really strive for a joyful workplace, it will transform your whole life. It's fantastic. So the other thing, how many of you go to sleep at night exhausted but cannot fall asleep? Ooh, that's a lot of you. How many go to bed exhausted, fall asleep, but wake up at 3 a.m. and cannot go back to sleep again? Oh, that would be the other half of you. How many could sleep really well if your partner didn't snore? Oh yeah, half of you too. Well, one of the reasons we have problems with our sleeping is because of stress. And it's linked in with the heart. So the first thing to keep your heart well is have a strong sense of purpose or meaning in life. The second is to feel happy, which is to have gratitude, feel joy. And the third is to have a strong sense of belonging. And we know that children who have a strong sense of belonging are much more settled and happy. And they're more secure. So do you have a strong sense of belonging with everybody at your team? And if not, how can you create it where there's a strong sense of belonging, where everyone is part of the team? There isn't a Wally. There isn't someone who's ostracized by politics or something that's going on. Really important, guys. So those three things will keep your heart well. And then we'll come back to how we can connect heart to heart. But I want to talk for a second about the stress, because stress separates us. And if we lie in bed and worry at night, which I bet most of you do, you're like, oh, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know how we're going to meet the bills next week, and the children on drugs, and my marriage is on the rocks. I don't know what I'm going to do. What are you doing to yourself when you do that? You are filling yourself with stress hormones. They are flooding your system. There's adrenaline and cortisol. And adrenaline is not so bad because it goes through your system and just destroys your kidneys. But cortisol goes through your body, lasts 5 hours. It eats the internal organs. Seriously, it eats them. But the worst place it chews up is the brain. And it sits in your brain for 5 hours as a toxic bath, eating brain cells. And then it puts on abdominal fat. So if you're going to lie in bed and worry at night, you are making yourselves fat, sick, and stupid. Seriously. Next time you're lying in bed and you're worrying, catch yourself, fuck, and say, wait, do I want to be fat, sick, and stupid? No. Because stress underpins all disease. Stress is under all disease, really important. And the other thing about joy is that when you're joyful when you go to bed, or at least you focus on things for which you're grateful during the day, because that's the trick to sleeping well. When you lie in bed, you go through your whole day and you find things for which you're grateful and you focus on them. And then what you'll find is that the cortisol settles, the adrenaline settles, and you'll sleep better. And in terms of this, if we go back to the stress and the creativity, joy builds creativity. Stress destroys it. And do you know how the brain works? We have dendrites in our brain. These are the neurons, right? We have neurons that come together, and then at the end of the neurons are dendrites, like little tentacles. And the tentacles don't even touch. What connects them is neurotransmitters. So little chemicals come out of the end and jump across, and that's where we think better, we're more innovative, and we're more creative. And the sillier we are and the more joyful we are, the more dendrites are released. So to get this into your bodies, everybody put your hands up like this. And on the count of 3, you're going to turn to your joy buddy. You're going to do something, the silliest thing that you can do with your body right now, and you're going to say, dendrites. Dendrites on both sides. Ready? And try to do it in the, wait. Do it in the right spirit, okay? If you turn to someone and go, dendrites, what are you going to do to help them? Because they're foofing. You don't want to do that. The only reason you're going, dendrites, is because you don't feel good about yourself. You've either got a hangover or you're worried about what other people are thinking about you. As I said, don't worry about it. They're sitting there paranoid about what you're thinking about them. So throw yourselves into this with gay abandon, okay? So neurons up. On the count of 3, bring out your dendrites with a silly face. 1, 2, 3. Dendrites. Dendrites. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so now with farting, we're going to get rid of anger and hostility and resentment because they are the core things eating away at your heart. And we're going to replace them. See, what do you think the opposite of anger and hostility is? It's love, and it's another F word. It's a long F word. It's forgiveness. The opposite of anger is forgiveness. All the anger, hostility, resentment, it's forgiveness. Because, when you're angry, your heart's shriveling up, being damaged. What's happening to the person you hate's heart? Nothing. It's going pump, 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 happy, happy, happy. You're going to be dead and they'll be living forever. So you've got to do something to fix this pain in your heart, and forgiveness is the key. So I went to, this is a story, this is a gift from my mum to you. My mum.